All right, guys. So me and my brother went on a dove hunt yesterday at our local WMA. Great day, great time with my brother. We don't get to hang out much. We both have kids and families, so anytime we can get out to the dove field, we love it. But it dawned on me yesterday. I was watching all these new shooters come in. If you go to a WMA and you've been going to the WMA since you were 13, this video is probably not going to relate to you. But if you're anything like I was when I was like 16, 17, I was like, I want to go dove hunting. I didn't know anything about it. Really didn't know anybody else to ask. And my brother's 4 years younger than me. It's not like I can go to him and be like, hey man, what do I need to go get? Um, with that being said, it dawned on me yesterday while we were sitting there. I'm like, there's some guys walking around in, like orange shirts and, they came out there in flip flops. I'm like, maybe I could do a little video that will help them. So, dove hunting is probably my most favorite hunting of the year. It's the weather's all right. The bugs aren't killing you. It's not too cold. You're not submerged in water half your body, and it's a pretty good time. You don't have to be like super camoed out. You don't have to be super quiet. So for somebody that wants to get into dove hunting, I completely understand it. It's an awesome passion of mine, and we'll we'll go about two to three times a year, and that gives us, if we combine all our birds, that gives us enough for like basically an appetizer for our families to kind of enjoy and try out. So the gear you need for dove hunting is minor. Like seriously, if you got a shotgun and some shells, you can go dove hunting. The main thing I want you to understand: this stuff on the table is cool, but you have to have your license. Whatever state you're in, you need to go to your DNR website and you need to figure out what the license requires. Uh, Handle your license first. You have to do that. If you have to get a hunter safety course, knock out your hunter safety course. I believe I did mine online, and then I had to go into a local library for a test. It wasn't hard. It's not too time consuming, but it is needed in most states. Um, but just make sure you're up to par with your legally to go hunt. On the table, you'll see some things I have highly recommended for a dove hunt. The two things I am going to recommend to everybody is some shotgun shells and a shotgun. Now, it does not have to be the fancy Benelli M2 that you see on the table. It can be a single shot. It can be double barrel, side by side, or over under. You, you know, when you get into it more often, or if you get to go more often, or you have the available budget, then yeah, go buy you a Benelli. It'll help you out a little bit. But I started with a Mossberg 835 pump action shotgun, and it held me over for the better half of 10 years. And I just happened to be able to trade up to a Benelli M2 on some other gun adventures that I've had throughout the years. Shotgun shells. Just get your cheapest lead shot. These are 7.5s. If you want to shoot high brass duck loads at them, if that's what you got, in your safe, then go shoot them. But you might tear up a couple birds. I recommend just go with your 2 3/4 12 gauge or 20 gauge equivalent 7.5 shot, and use a modified choke for your first go. Everybody says improved cylinder. The only thing I've seen improved cylinder do is wound birds, and if you wound a dove while they're flying, they will kind of fly down, and then they will run in the woods, and you will never find that bird because you know they're still living, they're still moving. Last thing, so with that being said, we're going to take a look at my shotgun. You don't need a fancy Benelli, okay? This is a treat. This is a luxury in the sport. One thing you will see, I have an aftermarket choke tube. This is a, let me screw it out. This is a, it is a Code Black Duck. If I can't shoot this one, I'm going to shoot a Kicks High Flyer. Yeah, and this gun was safety checked. I know somebody's going to gig me for putting my hand in front of the barrel, but gun is safety checked. There is no way for this thing to go off because there's no ammunition in the gun. So, choke screw in, okay? You want at least the modified choke. Improved cylinder being the least, the widest spread, and then modified, and then full. The BBs just get tighter and tighter as you go. Modified is the middle ground. I would recommend you start there with your shotgun. All right. So you got your shotgun shells, you got your shotgun. I do recommend a good sling too. Get a neoprene sling, throw it on your shotgun. It helps because you're going to be out there. We usually go from 6 a.m. to 12, afternoonish. Next thing you're going to want is some kind of bug spray. Bug spray and sunscreen will be your best friend on a dove hunt. I have a Thermacell, kind of stepped my game up a little bit, kept the mosquitoes off of us. Highly recommend one of these. But if you don't have these, if you want to get a Thermacell and deal with the upkeep of it, just go to your local grocery store, get you some off, spray down pretty good. That way you keep, ticks, mosquitoes, or just anything from biting you, annoying you, making your day any worse. I always throw a good set of eye sunglasses in there. I'm wearing them right now, so my coasters usually go in my bag. You're getting out there pretty early, so I bring a headlamp. Nothing fancy. This is just a black diamond, takes double A's. Been a phenomenal headlamp over the years, even duck hunting too. Another main thing you're going to want to bring is snacks. You're going to be out there for, like I said, about 6 hours, and you're going to want water and snacks. Depending on what you want to bring, you can always stack a cooler up with some sandwiches and stuff. But at a minimum, bring some water and some snacks to get you through the day, because nobody wants to be hungry in the middle of a field, Highly recommend you go pick you up a nice chair. Now, if you notice, this one's not camo, and that's because it doesn't need to be. It's dove hunting. The birds aren't going to spook as bad as people say they are. When I go out, I usually wear like some khaki pants and some kind of tan shirt or some kind of camouflage shirt and call it a day. But this is the chair I've been using for the better half of 4 years. It is one of the easy rocking chairs. You throw it out and you sit back there, you can rock, hang out, throw your feet up on a bucket if need be, just relax. I mean, that's what hunting is. You get out there and it's meant for relaxation. Some people go play golf. Some people, go bowling. I like to go shoot doves in the field with my buddies, and I want to be comfortable while I'm doing it. Another thing I would recommend is a book bag. Kind of self-explanatory. If you look at the table, we're carrying a good bit of stuff with us, and that's exactly what I do. I'll load it up. I'll say, hey, what do I need to go duck hunting? I'll take my shotgun shells, dove hunting. I'll take my shotgun shells, I'll throw it in there, okay? Alright, then I know I'm always going to get thirsty and hungry, so I take my water bottles, I throw them in there. Alright. My sunglasses go in the front pocket along with my headlamp and whatever bug spray. Now, the Thermacell, I really like it. Take that for what it's worth. But they are a lot of upkeep. Every time I go out, if you're going to use it for like 6 hours, I always change out the little pad and the little screw-in canister of whatever gas it takes to ignite it. But, that's worth it to me, because I don't have to go home and worry about washing bug spray off. So, and also you'll see I have just a little tube of sunscreen just to kind of keep the sun off the back of my neck and my ears. I went to the dermatologist just for a checkup. I'm 30 years old now, and my wife was like, why don't you go and just get it checked, just get your skin checked, make sure you're not looking at any complications in the future. And he's like, apply sunscreen to, we're men, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. He's like, apply sunscreen to the top of your ears, your nose, your lips, and the back of your neck. Every man, that is where they get the most sun damage to their bodies. And hey, if this $3 bottle of sunscreen is going to help me not have to get my ears cut off, then we're going to do that. So that is the basics of what you need to go dove hunting. It's really easy, really simple. Um, it's something that I highly recommend if you're looking into it. Just go. It's kind of like what I say in the competition aspect. People are like, "Oh, I don't want to go. I'll be embarrassed or whatever." No, go to the competition you want to go to. Go shoot it. If you want to go shoot some dove, go to a local WMA. Look online, see what their opening days are. Um, Abide by their guidelines, and I promise you, it's it's like anything else. Now there might be 10 guys there that will not want anything to do with you. They want to run to their spot. They want to get the best dove location ever. But for every 10, there's that one guy that's sitting there, and he's wanting somebody to ask them how to get into hunting. Walk up to somebody, if you don't know an answer or what to do, be like, "Hey man, where do you recommend I sit? Where do you recommend, you know, I put my chair at? Where do you recommend, like, what time do I load my gun?" Now, those are things you need to know prior to getting there. You need to know your shooting times and what property you can be on. But if you get out there, don't hesitate to ask the people around you. They're great people. They all have the same passion in mind. Now, it's like anything. There are people out there that are more competitive than others. But at the end of the day, we're all out there to have a good time. If you have any questions about any of other dove gear, I can add like a Mojo spinner wing, but I have never seen them drastically change a dove hunt for me. So that's why I recommend the basic gear that I have on the table. Couple boxes of shells. Now, with that couple boxes of shells, I will say, our ratio yesterday was 150 shells to 9 birds. Now, we did wing 2 or 3 that we spent, 15, 20 minutes looking for them in the woods, and we could not find them. That's something that, I can't really control. It kind of hurts me to this day. But, 9 birds between me and my brother, and we shot almost 150 shells. So remember that when you're starting out. If you miss 50 birds in a row, it happens to everybody. We're not professionals. Now, the more you do it, the better you will get. But it's still fun if you're shooting and missing birds. It's just as much fun, in fact, if you're shooting and missing birds than if you're shooting and hitting birds and taking them home at the end of the day. So for your first couple trips, I would say maybe put 100 shells in your bag and maybe put a couple extra boxes in your truck just in case, because you might get out there, you might give every bird 3, and you might give every bird 3, which is the legal that we can load up to on dove in Georgia, and you might run out of shells, and it might be a great day on the field, and you're having to leave because you didn't bring enough shells. It never hurts to be more prepared than needed when dove hunting, because if you get on a hot field, you're going to have a great day shooting. Alright, so if y'all see anything I missed or you see anything you want me to add, maybe like a more advanced dove hunter setup or whatnot, don't hesitate. I love doing these videos. I love talking about gear and shooting and hunting, and maybe I'll roll in some footage from a hunt from yesterday. Y'all have a great day, and see y'all on the dove field, hopefully. Bye.